need this prayer book in this Mahdi Asmani, volume 7. He said, sure. In an hour, they went from Akka to Haifa to bring the book back. I was amazed. I said, wait. He said, well, here anybody come to Shrine of Baha'u'llah, whatever they want, they have to be given. I said, okay. I went in there, there's a special Baha'i prayer that I translated and I'm going to put on the website. It's a special prayer that you have a different ablution, your hand, and then you step towards the point of adoration, towards the Holy Land. 3 steps you take every time you say something. Baha'u'llah says in the beginning, whatever desire that you have is legitimate and legal, he says. You ask at the end of this prayer, I will give it to you. And I asked Baha'u'llah, I had a dream in India that you put my hand under your wing. I want that to come true. That's it. We come from Israel. We came down to Thunder Bay, back to Thunder Bay. My wife went back to Australia a couple of months to see her family. I was all by myself. I had a very strange dream. I had a dream that I'm in a building, like in a street, probably downtown area. The front is all glass, busiest street. Bob came in one of those Volkswagen, small little car, you know, with other people. He was dressed up all black, with a Moroccan, like the dress was even under her chin like this. Like those I had seen in the movie El Cid, that kind of a dress. It was all black. As soon as he came, I was so agitated and disturbed and anxiety, you know, to see the messenger of God. My father, Muhammad, is in Vancouver, and a dream was there, and he said to Bob that my brother is waiting so long for you, sir. But a lot of people were there and he had to talk to everyone. He said, okay. He looked back at me and just looked right into my eyes. And suddenly I saw his face is like a mask, and there are 2 eyes from that behind the mask is looking at me. I said, my God, he's something else, he's not human. It was so amazing. What a powerful look that it was. I felt I'm chosen. He said, I will talk to you later. I have to talk to these people. He was very soft, the softest spoken individual. He went in the back at his speech, he did that and came back in the room. I was sitting right beside him, behind him, and people at the door, on the threshold, one by one they're coming. Everybody wants something. Somebody with a lot of money. Bob took the Tribune that in front of him. He opened the drawer, gave all the money to him. I said, my God, you give all the money. But I knew this is the cash storage of God, it'll never end. Another person came and said, where's my name in your book, and all kind of things. And he had some strange books beside him. My God, he was referring to. I just loved to have those books in the dream. So he told me that I will give you something too. I said, no, sir, I'm in Canada. I don't need anything. I don't really need money. He said, no, open your mouth. I opened my mouth, and he put 1 coin in my tongue, small coin with big projection on it. And he closed my lips. He said, you keep it. I knew, even in a dream, that I will not be hungry, I will not have more, because I never asked for it. And then my father came at the door, who was a Muslim, very much always opposing Baha'i Faith. He said, Bob, Sayyid, which means, you know, the master, you know, Sayyid means a descendant of Muhammad. They're called Sayyid. Sayyid means, you know, Lord. He said, Abbas is my son, that's my son. Bob says, please, welcome. And my father, coming along with my other brother, who was a Muslim too, he didn't like Baha'i Faith. And Bob's hand shook beside him, but my father, he was like this. He just didn't want to, you know, shake the hand of Bob. He never did. My brother came, you saw this is like, you know, it's a fiasco here. It's very embarrassing. He came to shake the hand of Bob instead. I got up. I never knew what the dream means, but later on I found out that this is... I had another dream prior to that Abdul Baha and Sayyid Asadullah Qawmi, another big Baha'i, they came at my door, knocked the door in the middle of the night, they had Bob with themselves, a young boy. They said, Abbas, he has to stay here. The enemies are coming. So we put Bob, which is a boy, into my bed, and we were all sitting around, including Abdul Baha, praising this child. I didn't know at the time what it means. But later on, my wife came back from Australia, and there started a strange teaching project that we had. One of the girl, her name is Zohre Afshar, she's a student at Thunder Bay, said to my wife that she had a dream that I'm walking with Mr. Furutan at the house of the Bab. And she asked Mr. Furutan, who's the hand of the cause, what is Abbas doing with you? And Mr. Furutan tells her in her dream that Abbas is the builder of the house of the Bab. I didn't know exactly what it means. Later on I found that Bab are these 5 elders. B-A-B, B is 2, 1 is 3, another B is 2, 5. 5 means 5 elder, because I am the institutor. I'm the builder of the house of the Bab, which is the house of guardianship, you know. Later on I found, I didn't know at the time. So we have in the neighborhood this girl, her name is Maya Bol, and she's all black, lipsticks and everything. We didn't know what this means. She was a very disturbed kid. Later on they found out that she would go naked and the stage says, I am resurrection. I heard that. We didn't know these things before. Me and the wife said, okay, Maya, if you like to babysit our children, Nima and Mona, and we were going for a coffee sometimes in the night. And then she goes and reads some answer. She reads that book, Thief in the Night, and other books, and because I had a few books there. Then we came back one day, she started to talk, and she said, I studied, I'm a Baha'i. I said, wow. We talked to her, she had a few questions, and she said, I'm a Baha'i. Wow, that's strange, eh? Now, there was a fantastic boy, 21 years old, those days, maybe 19, I don't know. Vincent Wardzik, he was coming from Saskatchewan, just recently became Baha'i, blonde boy from Saskatoon. He heard these mayors, you know, turning into Baha'i. He came down, started to talk between them, and he brought this David Troop, and David Troop had a friend, Jesse Urima. All these guys, boys, they come in, we talked to them, a lot, me and Dorsalav, and they became all Baha'is. So, it was after a week. Jesse, I remember, said, what do we do? Let's go and do something, talk to people or whatever. I said, I've been working for Indians in town, Indian affairs, something. They give me jobs to do for them. I spoke to one Indian, and she was talking about this Ozenberg, a place. Maybe I'm going to talk to her, see where it is. Let's go to Pickle Lake. So we started, I think, one weekend. Me and my 323 Mazda and the truck behind, this Dodge that I have. I think Vince or Dave were driving and behind, and me and the wife and Mayor and the Mazda were going from Ignis. We're going up towards this Pickle Lake to see what it is. And I said, the truck is not coming. I go back and I saw they have picked up one Indian boy, and he's in the car. I said, who is this? His name is Billy, and he wanted to suicide. We brought him in the car. Come with us to Pickle Lake. So I come to Pickle Lake, I give the letter to Reeves, and Reeve there, and a few other people, and we ate some food and decided to come, and now they're coming, the boys are coming to me that Billy has no place to stay in the reserve, wants to come to Thunder Bay. Why? I said, okay, bring him over. He came down. Now it's a week going that all these boys are being sent to the spiritual assembly for their declaration. To join Baha'i Faith, and Billy is sitting in the room, and he's like disturbed a bit, and he says that, can I be there too? Can I be a Baha'i? So of course you are. Billy, why not? He said, I'm a Baha'i. I said, no problem. I call assembly again that you have a new one. So there you go. He comes in, and he goes, my wife had a very strange dream before we go to this trip. There was a boy on a surgery, she said, that baha'u'llah comes in the room and tells her and other kids, just touch him and he will be okay. They did, and the boy got up. Definitely that boy with the long hair was this Dave. But Billy Trout. Had a dream before I went to see him. She had a dream. So that's how they became Baha'i, and then they just were bringing other people. Our house was just nothing but a place of rendezvous of all these people. Dave goes to his mother and says that my mom, I became Baha'i. He says, my mom kicked me right out. I have no place to stay now. I said, okay, you can come too. And he stayed around with Dave, with this Billy Trout. They were becoming friends. I saw the Indian and the white people are all. So that's what we are as a Baha'is, to provide the catalyst for these things to happen. One of the strange events that actually happened in this project, there was through 5 years plan to have a new assembly. Because we had all this friction between us and assembly, I planned to bring father-in-law of Mustafa from Cornwall, Ontario. He was visiting Canada from Malaysia, and he was a board member, older guy. So we call him Uncle Dever. I said, Uncle, come here and you be the liaison to talk to Assembly. Assembly was very happy. He's in charge. So that way I could stay aloof from this problem. And me and him and Vincent Twarzik, we were at Pickle Lake. I rented a Baha'i center. There's a picture of it. $800 a month was just the Ontario Hydro charging us for having electricity in the house. They come from Catholic church that, well, you guys are here, you're going to among reservations and this and that. Do you want to guys come down here in the church and talk to us? I said, okay. Me and Uncle Dever and Vince went right on the podium, and I told them, this is the Holy Ghost, me, and this is the Son, and this is the Father. They all laughed. I said, but actually we're from Iran, we're Baha'is, and I explained everything. And I see one guy just cleaning, washing his face like this, sweating like crazy. He's a white man, maybe 45, 50. After the meeting is finished, he says, my name is Wayne Sage. I do horses and racing horses, even I've done it in Australia. My wife is the member of the legislature of Ontario. And I have searched all my life in this missing millennium to find out where is Jesus Christ. I went to France, I went to Italy, I went to Catholic Church, I went to Pope, couldn't find an answer. Out in Toronto, I heard that they want a teacher in Ozenburg, free of charge, whatever, volunteer work, something. I accepted to come. Now I'm coming in the church and I'm hearing that you're saying Jesus Christ has arrived. His name is Baha'u'llah and the Bab in Iran. All my questions was answered, he said. He said, you see how mysterious the work of God is? I said, certainly it is, certainly.